Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about classifying angles and their relationships. So in this video I do go in more detail of different kinds of angle relationships. I will have a second video posted where I go over some of the more simple relationships that angles do share. So I do have the definitions at the very top of the page. We're going to go through all of them one by one and find the angles that represent those types of relationships in this picture. So in this picture, these two black lines here are going to be parallel. So you can really identify them with little arrows, kind of like, let me get a pen, kind of like this. Oh my goodness. Like that. So because those are parallel and we have that blue line cutting through them, that blue line is called a transversal. Because we have that, there are some really cool things going on with these angles. One thing to notice is that there are really only two angle measurements. So we have an obtuse angle. If you look at if you look at angle 1, that's obtuse. And if you look at angle 2, that is going to be acute. So when we are trying to figure out all of the angle measurements for this diagram, which we're not today, but in a later video we probably will, you can actually find all 8 angle measurements by really only being given one angle measurement. Kind of cool stuff. So the first angle relationship I want to talk about are corresponding angles. So these are angles that are in the same place. So if I were to look at angle 1, come on. If I were to look at angle 1, why is this doing this? All right, we're going to write over here. If I were to look at angle 1, and if I were to cover the top half of this diagram where angle 1 is, angle 5 is in the same place, meaning it's also in the top left corner. So I'm only going to state one relationship. There are definitely more than just this one relationship. You could say angles 4 and 8 are corresponding, 3 and 7, and 2 and 6. Let's talk about interior angles. So when you hear the word interior, and you should think of inside. So that's exactly what it is. It's angles that are inside of your parallel lines. So there are going to be 4 interior angles in this case and 4 exterior angles. Our 4 interior angles are going to be angle 2, angle 3, angle 5, and angle 8. Because all of these angles here that I just put little dots next to are inside of those parallel lines. So if you think of those parallel lines as the walls to a house, they are on the inside of the house. So exterior angles are on the outside. So the angles that are on the outside are all the angles left over. In this case, it's going to be angles 1, 4, 6, and 7. Let's talk about alternate interior angles. So we know we are going to be looking at an interior angle or 2 interior angles. An alternate means that they are going to be inside the parallel lines and they're going to be vertical and congruent, which means they're going to be up and down from each other and they're going to have the same measurement. So if I look at my interior angles, my options are angles 2, 3, 5, and 8. Well, angle 2 and angle 8 have the same measurement, and they're on opposite sides. So that's one relationship, angle 2 and angle 8, and the other would have to be angle 5 and angle 3. Alternate exterior angles. This is the same concept, but now we're talking about the outside. So if I was looking at angle 1, its alternate exterior angle would have to be angle 7 because it's on the other side of the line and it has the same measurement. So that means that angles 6 and angles 4, those two angles would have to also be alternate exterior. And the last set of angles I want to talk about are consecutive interior angles. So we don't have consecutive exterior angles in this case because consecutive means that they are one after another. And exterior in this case, well, mostly all cases, you're going to have those interior angles blocking you from having the exterior angles right after each other. So there's really only consecutive interior angles. So some really cool things about consecutive interior angles is that they're supplementary, which means they're going to add up to 180. So because of this type of picture, this diagram that I mentioned earlier, that there are only two angle measurements, you just have to look at one side of the parallel line, of the transversal, I mean the blue line, and look at the angles that are on the inside on that same side. I'm looking on the left side, and it's 2 and 5. So angles 2 and angles 5 are actually going to be consecutive interior. They both are on the same side of the transversal, and they both will add up to 180, meaning one is obtuse and one is obtuse. And the other consecutive interior angle relationship we have is going to be 8 and 3. I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. Make sure you share this video with a friend who you think could benefit from this tutorial. Thanks for watching.